Hello everyone, this is Bigalski.
And GTB.
And this is Chapter 6 of my Ninja Gaiden Sigma, making the end of Chapter Master Ninja ranking. Now, one of the things I suggest on some of these tight time limits, or chapter time limits, is to do kind of a run-through, a playthrough of the chapter, and then get an idea. But, so I just kind of ran through it kind of willy-nilly, and then I went over like by 2 minutes or something. So I'm like, oh my God, I really must have screwed up. So let me base my my play style for the chapter on me thinking I'm going to go over 2 minutes. And that actually kind of hurt me. If you're going to play the chapter just to get a feel of it, play it pretty much like you normally would. See, I could have forward wide that guy right there and got an extra ET. And so you can get 2 UTs in that first fight. And this one right here was kind of tough for me to get to, because that guy usually never came out.
He doesn't in Sigma for some reason.
So that you could get like 2 UTs and an ET on that, but the pattern would have to be perfect. But going back to what I was saying, so I'm under the misconception because of my lackadaisical walkthrough of the chapter, I don't have a full sense of my time limit for that chapter. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but I will say, knowing what I know now, I could have went and saved and then killed those guys and came down and fought these guys and farmed them a little bit better. But I'm under the misconception that trying to farm these guys is going to waste a lot of time for very few points. Because I might, if everything worked out perfect, maybe got 2 more UTs out of it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to put that hassle in, but so that's when I saved. And also this chapter right here, for some reason, they're way off on the kills, and I have no idea. I mean, I think you have to kill more on this chapter than you do in Master Ninja.
It's the highest on normal. Yeah. Like, no other difficulty. It's 69 on normal. And that is higher than hard, very hard, and Master Ninja.
You gotta love the load screen right here. Here we go again.
Ones like that where it's like right in the startup of an encounter, they are just the worst. Because you really have to actually alter your inputs and your timing to still get, like your on landing or whatever it is you're going for there. Otherwise, it just won't work.
So, you could go up to the lily. See, here we go again. You could go up to the lily door, turn around, shoot the rat with the bow. But I killed those other 2 guys because you need to make up those kills. So it's like, why not use that versus the rat? Plus, with my bow bad ability, it'd probably take me even longer.
So how many kills do you farm here?
I think I go 6 times. So this is 2.
Right, okay.
And I went right at 6, but then I kind of also mapped out, I got 2 at the beginning, going back to drag that down to the bikers. I got 2 before I dragged it into this fight. Oh, yeah, see, I mess up here, and then, I think I'm going to Fiend Sealer, and that messes me up.
Yeah.
And I always hated that, but I figured since I missed my UT, I might as well get the Essence. Because I'm going to rely on Nimpo quite a bit, and I'd rather have the Essence, for the Nimpo. I mean, obviously these fights could be better, but also you want to go past that chest, because if you go to the I hate that, man. I was waiting to see what the Essence was going to do, and it's like he just punished me. But if you don't go past that chest, you just land up right at the chest and then jump back down, the enemies won't respawn.
Yeah.
So now I think that's my 6th time, and now I'm going to use that to drag to this next fight. But I tried to take into account of where, my extra kills would be, because you don't want to farm that. I mean, you could farm that maybe 8 times, but, you don't need to. And then that's wasting your time. So accounting for all your extra kills is something that people should play through. or planned for, is what I should say.
Do you respawn these ninjas here?
Yeah, I respawn to just kill the one.
Yeah.
I just killed the one, so now I can use that and to try to get like a little sneaky UT. Because look at the time limit on this for 2 bikes, and 3 seconds of it is you just getting up the stairs.
Yeah, the fact that like they waste a lot of your time is kind of annoying.
So again, I got a little ET out of it, so I'm just gonna chain that. Now, if you try to UT those guys, you could come up here and do the no look attack, and then rotate the camera. The camera's always going to start whenever they see you. And I just think this time limit, see, now I learned that you could launch a dead enemy.
Yeah.
So there's a few extra points there. You could run back or jump back down here from the scarab and let those 3 guys chase you. But I didn't want to do that because if for some reason they give you some fits, or you get hit with a shuriken or whatever, that could cost you a lot of extra time.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to UT or kill all 3 of them whenever I open the door. Now there's a load screen right here, but as soon as the timer starts, if you cast the Nimpo, now you don't get that load screen. And I don't know. Hey, it works. So it always worked for me. But of course, just because I think that I could get by with, hey, this load screen didn't happen. There, not only does it load here, but I think it loads here.
Yeah, I can say it loads going on the way back. Yeah.
So anyway, it's like, really? But doing that Nimpo, because you can drop the smoke bomb and try to kill the guys or whatever, but you still got that load screen that can always mess with your on landing. I knew I was going to kill one right here, and either if he drops me a yellow or a blue or even a red, I have time to charge by the time the guy actually comes down.
Yeah.
And again, delay that, and see, me not knowing where I'm going, I think I could have maybe got another, if I jumped in the right direction at first, you could actually charge and get a UT there.
You can, yeah. You can just smoke bomb him, actually. Like, you can just smoke bomb and jump next to him, and then he'll focus on the smoke bomb, and then he'll, notice you and drop his grenade launcher, and in that time, you've gone from an ET to a UT. That 3 ninja fight at the bridge, though, gives me an idea with the Nimpo skipping the load screen. You could Nimpo one, Nimpo the other one, and then because in the MC you can relaunch them off a UT, you could, in theory, get 2 UTs, though.
Yeah. And again, that's for the next guy. Here's another load screen.
Yeah, this one's a really bad one.
See, and I might could have ET'd him, but I was not going to take the chance.
Yeah. Yeah, so, these gauntlets are pretty long. Like, these are quite a few fights in a row.
Well, like I said, this pattern, I'm still worried about my end of chapter time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that, knowing what I know now, I might have gone back and done some things differently. And that's the reason I show me going back and saving, me buying at Miramasa, the fights that I choose, so people can figure out on their own. Because I'm still just worried about, like I said, I've said it 100 times, that end of chapter time limit. You could sit there and maybe instead of farming some of the guys at the Lily Door, farm these 3 guys. But farming those 3 guys are a lot harder than the 3 guys at the Lily Door.
Yeah, and that would definitely take longer.
Yeah. So I think here, I never farm really the motorcycles, and you could. If you wanted to. I try to always kill 2 here because you're not always going to get the blue, I think. Sometimes you'll get the yellow, and you really want a blue for this. Now, I did upgrade my lunar, which I said I wasn't going to do at first. I'm like, this is not a full-blown karma run. Let me upgrade my lunar.
Yeah.
And so here, you just don't know, what's going to happen exactly. See, Did I get knocked into that or something?
I think you got like guard broke into it, and then he grabbed you. Yeah, that's what that looked like.
I'm like, what happened here? You know, I maybe I could have dropped a smoke bomb or something and got a full UT out of this, or I released a little too early here. But, you know, trying to do this fire right here, like them coming towards me and not shooting, I was actually kind of surprised there.
Yeah, they normally love to shoot you out of that.
Yeah, so trying to farm that for points is kind of...
So was that about 20 seconds on the clock there?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I wish I had maybe changed back to my dragon sword here. I don't know why. I just, the lunar, for some reason, maybe it's because they're not really as aggressive. And because they're not as aggressive, you're not going to do the damage that you would if the dragon sword connected. Like look at that. I missed him, but I was glad I hit him.
You at least got a one hit, yeah.
I got lucky right there. No, I mean, I'll admit that. But yeah, them not being aggressive, and this whole time I'm still thinking, man, I'm cutting it close. I don't know, you know, should I Nimpo this guy? You know, try to get some extra. I mean, I think I kill him. Yeah, I had 16 seconds left, so I missed out on 1 or maybe 2 UTs. But I'm still really concerned about my end of chapter time.
Yeah, I'd say there's definitely at least 2 UTs there. But these guys don't give you a kill bonus or a time bonus, so like it's only UTs are the only points you'll get out of them.
Oh, well, man, I really dogged it then. But I think here, I kind of wanted to show the Dragon Claw Tiger Fang, or here we go, dual swords, Alan. Just say dual swords.
Yeah, just say it's much easier. Just say dual sword.
And I think the rotate Y with it versus doing the UT, you could get 2 rotate Ys in versus the UT of the dual swords. And you could probably one cycle him. And,
do you have Armlet of the Sun?
Yeah, I have the Armlet of the Sun
on. Okay.
But again, see right here, if your positioning was good, you could maybe charge an ET and get a sneaky ET when his tentacles are coming out.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just kind of went with the tried and true method, and you know, hey, you know, I got a decent time on it. I was happy with it overall. Trying to get to that point to try out the dual swords, it's hard to do because I got to match my UTs that I did on the motorcycle guys. I got to match my UTs on the red dragons, and then get to Hydrocubus. So I'm thinking, man, I bet you this was close. And I was a minute and 14 seconds ahead.
So you would have had time to farm both bikers and the fiends. Because I think you had like about 50 to 60 seconds of extra time on those fights. So you still would have been under the time limit, yeah.
Yeah, but because of my bad initial playthrough to give me an idea of what my chapter time was going to be, I really let that get in my head and not focus on the time. But it's still a tough fight, and I could have gone back and refought that if I wanted to. If I was that worried, I know I keep going back and forth of, well, I know I could do better, and when do I decide, do I want to do better or just move forward or something? And I think if that was just one fight, but those motorcycle guys getting a couple of the UTs that I got on them anyway, I was happy with that. And, you know, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to move on. And, you know, because then when you get to the dual swords of Hydrocubus, you know, I'm not familiar with fighting that properly. So then you got to kind of practice that. So that means you still got to get the UTs on the 2 enemies beforehand, and then hope you get a. And I said, you know what, I did good enough for this.
Yeah, you know what works. And like looking at the time limit for that Hydrocubus fight, it was 84 seconds. So each second's going to be like slightly over 1,000 points, but you did get 2 UTs with the Luna, which is really, really quick. So I'm thinking, that's why I was asking about Armlet of the Sun, because you do have time with the Luna to do jump X UT, jump X UT. And I think that would actually one cycle him with like the Master Collection Firewheels. So you could still get the one cycle, but with 10,000 points, you know, from the UTs.
See, and that's that bad... Or not thinking or not understanding those extra moves like you do.
Yeah.
That you could do that. Or not even thinking of trying it. Sometimes when you play this thing, you just want to play what you know what works to get through it. And again, We're just playing for the end of chapter Master Ninja ranking. But if you're going to play for karma, doing what JTB says and knowing those strategies will help. And unfortunately, if it's not in videos and it's just something we talk about, people are going to have to catch this instead of maybe watching it. And so I guess this is for the next guy who decides to do a full-blown karma run. Jump X on landing UT, jump X on landing UT, and you might
don't
be
think
able to
that guy
one-cycle
exists. I don't blame him.
So at the end of the day, like JTB said, I had some more farming for points, but I did a lot better than I think I was going to because I was so nervous at first about the time. Mm-hmm. And so that was kind of a relief right there. It's like, oh man, I beat this with plenty of time. Let me just be happy and move on.
Yeah.
So again, this is not a full-blown karma run. I know maybe it seems like it, but with all the points that we've shown that I've missed, trust me, this is not a full-blown karma run. It's you made the time limit, you made the ranking, like we've said at the other chapters, and now it's time to move on. And so that's what we're doing here. But
yeah,
I think that's it. I mean, any other tips
no,
or
I can't
suggestions?
Think no. Yeah, that's a tough chapter. Like the time limit, say if you are going to farm, you did have plenty of time left, but if you'd have farmed like both bikers and the fiends, like then you would have been cutting it close.
Yeah, and then you don't want to do that extra fight at the Lily Room door. I fought that just amount of times because I went over my kills by 2, and I think it was the 2 ninjas I killed at the end before the bikers.
Yeah.
That put me over. So if I'd killed, 5 more or 6 or whatever, well, there's 20 or 30 extra seconds, which means you're not farming, which is losing points. So keeping track of every kill that you're doing and what you're potentially going to do moving forward through the chapter is key in order to get a very high karma score.
Yep.
Which is for the next guy. So y'all take care, and we'll see you in the next chapter.
See you next time, guys. Peace.